Hey, everybody. Tim here, Gray Man Poda, amateur radio call sign, November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Guys, gals, it is Wednesday night, and you are here for the Ham Radio Kids Table live stream. Now, the stream will get started shortly, and while they're backstage getting things ready, make sure you look down below. Take a look at all those different content creators that are part of the Ham Radio Kids Table. Make sure you follow their channels. And while you're there, make sure you hit the like button for this live stream and also share it with your friends. So grab a cold drink, buckle up. The live stream will get started shortly.
Hey, this is Jason from Ham Radio 2.0, and you are watching the Ham Radio Kids Table tonight on YouTube.
Hey, I'm Chris from Buddy Pole, and you're watching Ham Radio Kids Table.
Hi, I'm Walt, K4OGO from Coastal Waves and Wires. You're watching Ham Radio Kids Table.
Well, we're here. Hey, don't tune away. Wednesday night ham radio is just getting started. The Ham Radio Kids Table is next. I'm K9OL Carlos, and guess what? I fly a parachute and play radio. Now, on with the show.
Man, I tell you what. Don't you?
I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you what.
Don't you start tonight, Frank.
Good after evening, noon.
What is it with you guys?
Hey, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah. Good afternoon,
I'll tell you what.
y'all. Welcome to the Ham Radio Kids Table. We'll rent you the chair, but all you need is the edge of the seat.
Man, that's a cut rate Vince. That's what that is.
Well, if Vince wasn't sick, then he could have done it himself. But maybe we need to have him, like, he'd be like the last part of the trailer, the intro, and that's what he is part of.
There you go.
That's a good idea. Maybe we just have Vince record it, and next time he's out on a POTA, and we can put that in there. You're absolutely Jeff. That's a great idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I will say this, a special shout out because he's not here tonight. Happy birthday, Freddie Mac.
Happy birthday, Freddie.
Oh, Freddie Mac.
Happy birthday, Freddie Mac.
Now, for what that's worth, that came from Facebook. So unless he put the wrong information in, which I doubt,
No,
Freddie Mac.
He's put it everywhere.
Right? There's no Freddie Mac used to be a cop. All his information on every one of those sites is all jumbled up for a reason.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So hey, how is everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
Great.
Doing good. Dane, you kind of at least you're on the right side. You're on the right side of the truck tonight.
I'm in a truck. But I like to really say I'm in a truck. I'm not at home. My bed is literally right there.
Yeah.
That I get to go to.
But Dane, you did something awesome on Monday. Well, you got something.
I did. Awesome. That is cool. That is correct. I didn't even know I did, but I guess I won an antenna. If it wasn't for Frank, hit me up on Discord, I wouldn't even known. But I guess I won the Nuggets giveaway.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting a LEFS 8010 from Chameleon that I'm gonna do some tests on and have some fun with.
Cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Mike, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. My summer is about to begin after this weekend because soccer's finally coming to an end. So we will have no sports in August, and I cannot wait.
Allegedly.
Bro, summer's halfway over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting started for me. I've been a glorified Uber driver the last month or so between practices, games, and camps, and, and everything else. But it's all good. The kids are staying busy, having a good summer, and I'm gonna get a month where I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. It's gonna be odd.
How old is your oldest son?
15.
15. So has he got his learner's permit yet?
No, he'll get that. He turns 16 in the fall, so this fall he'll get the learner permit and start driving in the winter.
So do they do driver's ed as part of school where you live, or is that something that you do outside of school?
I'm pretty sure that they still do. I mean, it's obviously been a while since I was there and did it, but I'm pretty sure that that's still part of the requirement. I don't think he'll be doing it. He won't be doing it in the fall. Whether he does it in the spring or if it comes next year, I don't know. Hopefully sooner than later, though.
Are you looking forward to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's always nice. I've got three boys, and one is an adult now. He's in his mid-20s. My other two younger ones, they're about 5 years apart, and one's getting ready to turn 13. So
okay.
Yeah, I still got a few years before I have to go back through that again, but definitely the driving around, and he plays competitive chess. So he goes to chess tournaments all over the place. And my wife is like, well, I need you to drive him here. And I'm like, I got stuff to do. She's like, well, there's a Poda Park nearby. Okay, we'll go, And
they got to bribe you.
Absolutely. So
just twist your arm a little harder, Tim.
Yeah. So
speaking about Poda Parks, I need to find some to go to when go back down to Virginia. Got to figure out which ones to stop at.
I'll be going down new ones soon, or
so. Yeah, I like to hit the ones that I haven't been to.
Yeah.
Mostly on the Delmarva Peninsula and whatever else is near where I'm staying. So I'll usually hit one or two on the way down, one or two sometimes when I'm down there, and then maybe one or two when on the way back up. So I haven't looked yet, but that trip's coming up soon for me. So I just got to figure out where to go.
One of my favorite Poda Parks I got was actually in Delaware.
Which one did you go to?
Asshole Woman.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
I had to get it. Had to.
What's it called?
Had to get it. I had to get it out of the books. Asshole Woman.
Wildlife area.
Wildlife.
Asshole Woman. Man, I swear I thought I heard you say asshole woman. I'm like,
there's
okay.
basically it's an Indian word, a native Indian word, native in the area, downstate, and it's like the bay. Then oh god, now I can't remember. So it's like the name of the bay also. That's there and around Ocean City, I think it is. I can't remember exactly because I don't go down there that often anymore. Oh, let me do the Google mappy thing.
Well, while Jeff does that, for those of you over on the Ham Radio Kids Table side of the live stream, because we are live streaming, at least to my channel. I don't know about Mike, or I know Dane was having issues. So for those on
Dane
the
always
table,
has issues.
If you haven't subscribed to the Kids Table yet, and you haven't,
do it.
Everybody,
do it.
That to subscribe to the Kids Table. We're at 339 subs. I want to see 500 subs by next Wednesday or the first week of August. I'm going to cancel our special guest.
Yeah, you don't want us doing that.
No, don't do that, Frank.
Hey, speaking of subbing,
no, I'm joking, but seriously, sub to the channel.
That's right.
If I could just make a short plug to, we're speaking about subbing. I know our buddy Lou from Hiking and Hammond is in the chat, and just want to give a shout out to Lou. It's great to see you back with a video this week. I know he
Oh,
has
yeah.
been busy with work. He enrolled in graduate school and a whole host of other things. But Lou's been a member of our Tuesday Night Ham Radio group for a long time. And glad to see you in the chat tonight. And glad to have you back cranking out some new videos. We're really looking forward to it. He's just shy of 1,000. And I know he's got a giveaway plan for 1,000 coming up probably real soon. And then he's got an awesome radio he's giving away in Alinco for his 2,000 sub milestone when he gets there. So shout out to Lou and
he's
show him
at
some love. Give him a sub.
887 subs currently.
Lou, if you want, we can get you a link. You can jump in and reintroduce yourself to people. I know you dropped your video last night.
Yeah, so Assawoman Bay is in Maryland and Delaware, very southern tip of Delaware, and the wildlife area is like just northwest of it. So there you go. Some Indian name, I can't remember. Go Google it yourselves. Do some work.
There you go. Well, you're a great teacher there.
Well, it does help to go out and find the information yourself instead of asking online. It's like, what does this do? What does that do? Well, Google it, find out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong for asking for help, but you should know how to find the information yourself if needed. Now, if you can't find the information, that's another thing. Then, yes, ask.
Jeff, what does S9 mean?
Let me Google that for you, Frank.
That was a joke.
I know. That's why I was staring at you.
Have you guys seen that website? Let me Google that for you.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Probably.
It's been a while since I've used it, but yeah, I used to send that all the time to people when they would ask me questions. Yeah, let me Google that for you. And then send them the link.
I think my attitude kind of comes from being in a support kind of role, a high level and support role. And someone calls me up and says something's not working. I'm like, okay, what? They actually say something is not working, or they say it's not working. I'm like, okay, what is something's not working? What does that mean? So it's like trying to pull information out of people, and details matter. If you want to get an issue fixed, you need to provide details. So it's just kind of how I learned how to try to look for information myself.
Yeah, but Jeff, as Tim said, the website, which I'm sharing and waiting for Tim to share. There we go. Let me Google that for you. You type your question there. It's a lot better than typing it into 15 Facebook groups and going, maybe I'll get an answer. Maybe not.
Oh, no.
Is that actually Google?
Oh, no. Hold on. This gets better. This gets better. This gets better. Let me see here. What does S9 mean? So
where's that frickin'? Oh, let me Google that. Let me Google that.
So it creates a link for you, right? So when somebody asks you that question, then you send them a link. So I'm going to put this link in the chat.
A lot of ads down there at the bottom of it. Buy our shirts.
So it puts a link in there for you. Yeah, maybe I should put the short link in there.
Yeah, put the short link.
Yeah. And then they got to click on it, and it goes through the process for you.
I mean, it actually types in the question for them in Google.
Yes. Gives them directions, shows them how to do it. So
because you're too lazy to go to Google.
Frank, do you want to do that? You want to put that up?
Sure, we'll do it live. Let me not
doing it live.
All right, there we go.
Because Dane can't.
All right.
Yep, you got it.
What is
no
radio?
Okay, yeah. All right, so get the short link.
All done. Share link. And then I can copy URL or I can preview. And
go back and type. Hey, go drop the link in your browser that they send you, or that.
Yeah, and it goes to google.gprivate.com, which I need to curious about that domain.
All right, there's.
And it even kind of like retypes it in for you, which is
if
weird.
I put the link into. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So there you go, and that is What a way to do it. So it'll type it. It'll show him typing the statement in and everything. So, well, good deal. Well, hey, guys, what I wanted to do tonight was a 2-part thing. We were talking a little bit about antennas earlier, but we kicked off the Salty Walt Summer Antenna Challenge, and just wanted to have have a opportunity to. If anybody had questions, if you guys are starting out and need some guidance, we've got a group of people here that can help out. But then also in the interim, we can. Jeff had a question that somebody had asked him, and I thought it was maybe a good question. If you want to go ahead and go with that, sort of kick it off, Jeff, and we can kind of kick it around the table.
Yeah, on a net, local net here, a new ham had asked everyone the question, what is your favorite, all-time favorite antenna? And I kind of thought about for a few seconds there, and I'm like, I don't have a favorite antenna, and I don't know if many people do. I mean, I have an antenna that works. I have a bunch of antennas that work. A lot of people have antennas that work. I mean, and you kind of use different antennas depending on the circumstance. Like if I can't activate a park from my car, then I'll get out another antenna that I could use like 200 feet, a mile away from my car, and still do an activation. It's not my favorite antenna. My ham sticks are really not my favorite antenna. And the other antennas I have are really not my favorite antenna. They all work. They all get me on the air and allow me to make contacts, that is. But I don't have a favorite. I mean, maybe some people do, but I'm like, and I told the guy, it's like, from my opinion, I can't say that I have a favorite antenna. I have antennas that work, antennas that I like to use. Doesn't mean they're my favorite, but it's kind of like you have an antenna for different things. So that was kind of my answer. I think some people gave similar answers on the net, but it was a few months ago, and there you go.
It's like trying to pick my favorite child.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, or your favorite flavor of ice cream.
Yeah.
Like I love ice cream. I mean, I don't care what the flavor is most of the time, and I'll have it if that's the only one. And maybe I'll try something that might sound tasty instead of like my favorite flavor or something like that. I think it's a hard choice for some people. Maybe, like I said, it's kind of antennas are used based upon maybe conditions, environment. And maybe whatever else. Money.
Yep.
Well, money's that's a factor, right? For a lot of people, money is a factor, and but the reality is you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money to have a great antenna.
No, you don't.
You don't.
You could build your own. I mean, you could spend the money on the individual parts and build your own. And oh, I love this antenna. Oh, darn, the wire broke. I got to bury it in the backyard kind of thing. No, it's just a tool like you use, and you have to replace the parts sometimes on there. And if the wire breaks, it snaps, not long enough or whatever, you got to replace it.
So Bob actually has the best answer ever. Isn't your favorite antenna the one you're using now?
Like I said, it's like, well, I said before that it's whatever the one that allows me to make contacts. So you could throw up a wire in the air, or you could throw up a metal telescoping whip. It's gonna pull in signals. Now, if you get out, that's another story.
Yeah.
See, going back to the wire thing, though, me and Tim actually had a really long conversation with I can't remember who it was on Discord one time. Wire antennas, when it comes down to the wire specifically, that is a consumable product. So it's gonna break. That's why I always keep a lot of my antennas. They run the the PolyStealth 26 gauge on a lot of the antennas that I run. So I keep a spool of PolyStealth at my house. No, I don't. I go bougie, man. I go bougie. I do PolyStealth.
You can't get bougier than Amazon BN Go. I'm sorry. You cannot get bougier than this.
That's right. Ape made that popular. Well, maybe Chuck did. I don't know. One of those
No,
two
that
guys.
stuff works too. I've used it on a couple of antennas.
It's all I use on my antennas.
Next week we'll talk about your favorite wires. That's the topic. Actually, no, we got someone lined up next week, I think. But yeah, mental note, future topic. I think the Carboys did
Your
one on
favorite
wire.
wire antennas.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
favorite
we all
wire
know
for
Walt's.
loop antennas.
Yep.
We all know Salty Walt's favorite.
Well,
wire.
even the whips and other things to a certain extent, a lot, some of these things can be consumable, not as much as, wire and coax and stuff. And if things are built well, they should last a bit and stuff. But,
and if you take care of them.
Yep.
Jody,
Don't play sword
yeah.
fight with your 17-foot telescoping whip.
Yeah, and also don't fall up against the fence with a mast.
Yep. But since we keep mentioning it, one of the go-to antennas for me is that 17-foot whip. I love the Wolf River Coils 213 inch. I guess I say 213 because that's more than 17 feet, and that can be handy having those extra. I think it's extra 9 inches or so on there. Yeah. So, but it's convenient for me because a lot of activations are quick. A decent amount of activations living in the Northeast involve inclement weather, whether it's the winter and stuff, or just dealing with rain or the cold. And it's real quick and easy. I can have that whip up on 20 or 40 with the coil, and I know exactly where it's tuned. Real quick with a mag mount, and then the radio set up in the car. It's just a couple minutes, and I have a jumper between the Sporty 40 coil and the whip, so that it's just a matter of unplugging and plugging in to go between 20 and 40. So it's that's definitely like a go-to antenna. Like if something happened to that, I'd buy another one immediately. I wouldn't want to go too long without it. So and it's travel friendly.
I need to get a vertical.
I know James is joking here. Maybe he is quirky after all. He uses nitrogen-filled speaker wire. The guy at the stereo shop told him it would increase his bars and make his voice sound buttery smooth on the air. James, does it make you sound like Joe Brett? K5YVY.
I think that's fluoride dioxide or something.
You mean fluoride in the water?
No, it's the heavy gas. Like helium makes your voice higher. This stuff makes your voice lower.
Oh, I didn't know there was such a thing, but that
fluorohexene.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Huh?
Were you going to ask a question, Tim?
I think you're right. I think it's fluorihexene.
I didn't know we were going to science class, but hey, here we are.
So
On that Sporty 40, does it have a bypass? To take it out of 40, or do you have to?
It doesn't come with one, but it's real quick. I mean, I just bought two ring terminal, or put two ring terminals that were 3/8 diameter with
so just around it,
a jumper, and then a pair of bullet connectors to just plug and unplug. It's real easy.
Hexafluoride.
So Tim, I need you to highlight that comment by Mitch Martin on the Pair channel.
Science.
She blinded me with science.
At 17:20 or at 22 hours, yeah.
22.
For me, it's right at
honestly,
the end.
like my next antenna to purchase.
Frank is very imaginative when it comes to antennas. Okay.
Yeah. Mitch is WU1Q. He's been out on POTA with me. You've seen him in my videos. I get very creative.
If he's implying that the solderoids give you extra dBs, I'm going to disagree.
Yeah, disagree.
Yeah.
They actually give you 10 dB.
Negative.
I'm not going to say what
the picture of your solderoids surfaced again.
They just give you 10 dB.
Yeah, of attenuation.
So, Dane, were you just going to say about next antenna? Was that you?
Like honestly, like my next antennas that I'm looking at wanting to get is I really want to get a vertical, and I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. I've looked at the Wolf River coils. I really like the stuff from what our Rev is it REV? The guys that have the
Res,
weird
REZ.
40 meter coil.
Res, REZ.
Yeah, Rev. Really like their stuff.
Res.
Okay, yeah, Res. But like their stuff is like
Res.
you could beat someone with their antenna, which I kind of like.
That's right. You never know when you're gonna.
But like I've looked at them. I've looked at the.
Well, I was going to say,
Go ahead.
where Mike's antennas, Res antennas really come in good is, we had Shuey on here, the guys from the Black Sheep Radio Club. They're up in Vancouver. So they go out in the woods a lot and they have run-ins with bears occasionally. So it may not be a bad idea to have, to your point. You never know what's going to happen when you're out in a POTA activation up in the Canadian wilderness there.
Well, y'all see Jeremy, KL7EC.
Oh yeah.
He has freaking
Alaska.
He's strapped when he's out in the wilderness.
So
right on his chest.
Dane, quick side quest here. Gary on my channel asked, Kenworth or Peterbilt?
Well, what truck
was that question again?
Yeah, what were you in, Kenworth or Peterbilt?
Oh, is that like Chevy or
what
Ford?
truck am I in, or what I prefer?
Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
What truck are you in?
I'm in an International. I'd rather be in a Peterbilt or a Kenworth because they're both pad car.
There you go. Okay.
If I go for looks, I rather drive a Kenworth. I love the old needle nose Kenworths. Those are my favorite to this day. But this isn't a show about trucking. It's about ham radio.
No, you never know.
Well, it is a ham to be asking questions, so I thought I'd throw that at you.
Yeah.
And we do have a segment of our population, albeit Richard, that is a professional truck driver that also does a lot of ham radio from the road.
Yep.
So, and I think I know another guy that does that too, possibly.
Yeah. Well, here's a quick hot take on the 17 whoop for Dana. If he's thinking about a vertical, I love mine, but I definitely feel, and this is going to seem counterintuitive, but if you're going to get a 17-foot whip, you also need at least 2 ham sticks as well. And the reason being is there are times where I have not been able to deploy the 17-foot whip. Usually it's because of winds, and I'm a little concerned. But there's been times where I've been compromised vertically by low power lines and utility lines, and I just can't. It's not safe to put it up. So and then being in the Northeast, dealing with winter and everything too, sometimes ham sticks are a little bit easier and more affordable. So I started off with ham stick, or with the original Wolf River coil. Then I got ham sticks. Then I got the 17-foot whip, and that's my favorite again to use. But I think it's definitely helpful to always have, at least a pair of ham sticks so that you have shorter, and then just more durable options in cases of wind and other things.
And I'll say that the reason why I'm always using ham sticks is out of convenience.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have all my ham sticks set because I tuned them all at the start on the same car, same mag mount, and they're all set and tuned. So all I gotta do is pull it out of my antenna bag and stick it in the mount, and I'm on the air. I don't have to freaking play around with SWR. I don't have to play around with trying to tune it. It's ready to go. And a lot of times my activations are like, I got an hour to come out and do stuff before I have to go back home and clean the house, mow the ground, do the laundry, go grocery shopping kind of thing. So most of the time why I'm not using other antennas is I don't have time to dick around at the park for hours on end playing with SWR, trying to get that perfect 1-to-1 match.
That's a very good point. I saw a post, Twix, somewhere, Instagram, where a guy was standing there with a SWR meter in his hand, and he's standing next to a Wolf River coil and the whip and everything, trying to. I don't know how long he spent, but he was fussing with trying to get that 1.1 to 1 SWR.
I know.
While he's portable.
I know I have that.
And yeah, no, hey, by all means, if you got all day, but Jeff brought up a very good point. He has an hour to jump in to do that and to get out. And so, do you spend the time dialing that in? And I think, Frank, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned somebody that spent plenty of time doing that. And by the time they got around to being happy with their standing wave, that frequency was in use. And somebody else.
And I had 30 contacts.
And you have to move, right? So,
yeah.
Do you spend the time doing that, or do you just say good enough is good enough, jump in and, run with it? And if you're running 2-to-1, I run 2-to-1 a lot. Yes, sir.
Okay. Two things real quick. Mm-hmm. Freddie, you know where the back door is. Come on in if you want to. By the way,
you're on the wrong channel. You're on your own wrong channel.
But don't forget to subscribe from it, okay?
Yeah. And Gary over on my channel wants to know, where can you get a reasonable extension antenna? Wolf River coils, ham sticks, I've never really messed with those, so I will defer to you guys for that.
What kind of antenna?
Extension antenna. So
extension of
he's studying for his ham test.
I don't understand what an extension antenna is.
I would think like a Wolf River coil, something you can extend, like Wolf River or whatever.
Well, there's the Wolf River coil whips. There's the Chameleon whips. And I know Alpha Antenna has whips. Those are all 3 reputable antenna companies. And you can also get the whips probably from AliExpress, Banggood, and all those other cheap Chinese places online. I recommend going with more expensive gear, not just because they're expensive, but like the quality ones. We know that proven usage over years of the Wolf River coils, the Alpha antennas, and the Chameleon whips. Everyone's using those. Yes, there are some people that will buy the cheap whips for like $25 from AliExpress and Banggood, but you get what you pay for. And
that is true.
You never know if it's going to work or not. You never know that it's going to fall apart when you pull it out of the box or what.
I'm going to point this out. 2 things. Gigaparts donated some radios for the Salty Walt Summer Challenge. So I'm going to do that. But that's separate from this. On Gigaparts right now, they've got an overstock sale of the Chameleon SS17 stainless steel whips for $62.95, which is about right. You can find them a little more, a little less.
No, that's a good deal. The Wolf River coils one is $65 for the. Now, and the big difference between those two is the Chameleon is 17 feet, but you're going to get, almost a foot more with the Wolf River coil. If you're looking to do 20 meters, and the lower end of the band for CW FT8, then maybe that's something that comes into consideration. I strictly went Wolf River because I was already in their ecosystem, with my first antenna being the Take It Along and whatnot, and the Silver Bullet. So, but the Chameleon stuff's real good too. So,
and Hamman CT, was it Hamman CT? Said the Intellitron also makes a whip. So
yeah, I was looking for the.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they're pretty good.
Ding dong.
Probably it seemed it when I saw it, and I haven't used one, but I've seen them.
So I picked one up, and I have not deployed it yet. I picked it up last year at Huntsville. So I've got it on my stack of things to take out to the park and play with.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have a 17-foot whip sitting at home. I've always ran wire, so like I'm just more comfortable because I got a couple of trees in my yard that are quite tall, so I'm able to get stuff like way up high. Yeah. Like the video I just dropped this last week was on the HOA Buster versus my off-center dipole that I have up about 40 foot, and Not gonna lie, dude, that thing actually surprised the heck out of me. But I don't know. I don't know what base to buy because I want to try it first. And like I keep seeing the little red base on Amazon.
Okay, one of
and
those.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it does, but it doesn't tell me if it's like what the thread is on it. So like I was like, I don't know. If
yeah, those red ones are going to be M10. I think they're going to be metric.
Okay,
they're not going to be 3/8 24. Now, if you have one of those whips that is coming from China, one of the ones from AliExpress or cheap Amazon ones, those are usually going to be metric. So if that's what you already have, then you might be fine.
No, mine's
Here's a chameleon
one of the is a chameleon one.
Yeah,
but you could always get adapters too.
Yep. Yeah. There's the other thing that's nice with the convenience side is the flexibility side of this antenna. Like you can deploy them a lot of different ways. I use mag mounts a lot, but Wolf River Coils has a tripod. There's probably some camera tripods you can get connectors for. I have one of those. It's a Workman makes it. It's one of the jaw clamp mounts that has the attachment on there. I've used that on picnic tables and railings. It's a nice thing to bring if you're traveling and you kind of don't know what you might be working with. There's a bunch of spike mounts you can get. I never used spike mounts until Radioddity sent me the antenna to play with, because I've been reluctant with the cold in the winter, but I mean, now that I'm using these spike mounts, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so convenient. Just boom, stick it in the ground instead of, futzing with, trying to set up a tripod or, a clamp or whatever. But it's nice to have that flexibility that you do not always get.
Flexibility is, I think, a key. And the spikes are nice. My MPass 2.0 came with a spike and I've used it a few times, but you got to remember where you're going to deploy it. Some states don't like you to pound things into the ground, throw things into the trees. So before you ruin a state's POTA activities for everyone else in the program, be sure you know what to do before you go out to a park. Because I know, like Virginia, well, the federal wildlife refuges, they said nothing in the ground, nothing in the trees. And I know the Virginia state mapping rep made a big post about it several times on the Facebook group. So I'm aware of that. And because I know that, and because I don't always have trees near me, I always planned to have something I could set up on a tripod. So
Jeff,
it's good to have different types of antennas, different ways to mount them, like the spike, a tripod, mag mount, a mast. So flexibility, it's like when you get a firearm and you carry, they say you're going to have a bin or a box of holsters because you're never going to find the right one until $200, $300 later, $500 later, whatever. It's the same thing with antennas.
Way up, buddy.
Well, yeah, I just kind of started there. Then I started thinking in my head 1,000, 2,000, but it's like you're going to have a box of end feds. You're going to have a whole bunch of different kinds of antennas, bags of antennas, boxes of antennas, different types, mass. You're going to get a whole bunch in your amateur radio career, because there's not one antenna that will do everything for you. There's some antennas that are not portable. You can't take your mass with you unless you have one of those masts on a television truck or a trailer that can raise up,
or an ambulance,
vertically, or an ambulance or whatever. I mean, you probably could take some of those portable, but it goes back how you're going to do some of your activations. You know, make it a whole big adventure, or you just going to go in stealthy, go climb a mountain or into the woods somewhere. And it's just how you're going to do your activation. But you could do it that way too. But you want to be flexible. So if you can't be by your car, you have to walk into a park, or you want to go to a park bench. It's good to have flexibility, different choices of antennas. What can I use at this location? Am I going to be around trees? Can I put something in over a tree limb? Can I rest a mast against a tree?
Well, that's a good point. When I travel, I usually fly out west, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I don't have the opportunity to go out and spot. And in some cases, if there's somebody I can reach out to get some ideas, but till you get there, you never really know, right? So
Yeah.
One, it's always a good idea. Anytime you go to an activation, the last thing you want to do is have to leave because you can't activate because you have a broken piece of gear. So things that you can afford to bring more than one of, do it. If it's multiple pieces of coax, multiple antennas, I usually have 2 radios with me, sometimes 3 in the truck. A couple. I'll have a QRP radio. I'll have the 7300, and then I've also got the 891 mounted in the Bronco. So I have a couple different radios, and depending on how I feel, call it handbags and shoes, I can accept the rides. Backpacks, and if I feel happy, and it's sparkly, I can put the ground mounted vertical out if I want to go in the tree. Sometimes I get there and there's kids and people running around. Well, I don't necessarily want to string a wire up somewhere where it could cause a problem. So I'll go with a ground mounted vertical. But then to Jeff's point, maybe you're somewhere where they're like, we don't really want things in the ground. So
Tim,
I have a
solution to
tripod.
that.
What's that?
What do you got, Frank?
I have a solution to the whole ground mounting with a spike thing. Most of these parks, you can camp overnight in a tent in. Just set that tent up and put the antenna spike in to secure the tent down.
That depends on the park you go. Depends on the park you go to.
Yeah.
Again, and the state, because not all parks have campgrounds.
Yeah,
true. But if they do, there you go.
Well, yes. I mean, like I said, it depends. That is a loop. That is a good loophole. But if you go to a state park that has a campground, then most likely, and that's just not like parking. That means they have like primitive camping too, where you pitch a tent. Then yes, you could probably put something in the ground. But you also got to remember, there's not just state parks.
Oh, absolutely.
There's federal wildlife refuges, state wildlife refuges. And like I said, the Virginia one, they have the reason why they mentioned this for the Virginia one specifically is because they do have underground irrigation. And they don't want people putting spikes through their hoses, their irrigation hoses.
That is true. There is that.
So like I said, it's good to know, and Tim said it's good to know what you're going to get into and do research beforehand before you go to the parks. Like, can I put something in the trees? Can I put something in the ground? Am I going to be around trees? Can I park somewhere where there's trees or no trees? It kind of gives you a heads up on what to expect, but you really don't know until you get there. But I mean, we have this great technology called satellites and the internet. So you could go to Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Bing Maps, whatever your favorite flavor is, and look at now they're not always up to date. They're on up to minute. But they'll give you a very good idea of what's there.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So Dave mentioned that in Idaho you can't put an antenna in a tree, and so the simple thing to do is to always go and check. When you look at the POTUS website for that specific entity, they usually have the website to the entity that manages it or the entity itself, right? So they can do that. I also want to point out our friend Bill. Ham Radio Tectonics. He says when he accessorizes his activation, his belt always matches his radials, and I think that's fair. That is good.
Now, one thing I'll mention this little nugget of joy, in case anyone finds themselves in a pickle. If you have a triple mag mount, I say a triple mag mount because those are generally going to be a little bit heavier. You can use a triple mag mount in lieu of a tripod. You can take a mag mount and just put it on the ground. Usually the triple ones, again, because of the weight, that'll support one of those 17-foot whips. And I have just some speaker wire radials with an alligator clip. And you might want to check before you do it in the field, where you have continuity with the shield and on the actual mag mount, usually one of the bolts, but you alligator clip those radials on there and you have a ground mounted mag mount now. and you can do that.
I saw somebody up in the chat earlier with, I think they were talking about either a brake disc or a brake drum. as the weight. You can slap your triple mag mount on that, and that's going to provide quite a bit of weight underneath.
Good idea. If you could carry around some brake shoes and stuff.
Yeah, there you go. What the heck, you know?
In your back of your car.
Just remember this important key fact when doing that. What works for you in one park may not work for you in another park because of ground composition.
Yep.
It is true.
I have definitely had that happen.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. I get rental cars a lot for work. And, you know, I don't notice it as much with the 17-foot whip as I do with ham sticks, but if we take my wife's car on vacation or I have a rental car for work, if I put a ham stick on for 20 or 40, it's going to be off a little bit from what my car is. Jokingly, when I bought my Subaru last spring and I took it out for a test drive, I brought it to the house really quick and I had my ham sticks and my mag mount ready with a V&A. I threw the mag mount on the hood, and I was nervous because it had a sunroof. My other car did not. And I put all the ham sticks. I have 17, 20, 40, and 30. And then I put the whip up there, and I took real quick readings, and there was only one stick. I think it was the 30-meter one that I had to slightly retune, which makes sense because 30 meters is going to be really, really narrow. And it's going to have less bandwidth because it's a lower band with the loading. But yeah, it worked fine. And
did you use that as a negotiating point with the dealership? Guys, I'd really love to have this car, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't tune 30 meters very well.
Right. Yeah, my SWR is way off, so we got to talk about the loss that I'm going to incur, and now you're going to have to incur. And I'm going to need you to come down at least 6 dB on the price.
There you go. And that translates to $5,000. And then bring the metal quality of the car up like 40%, and we'll be cool.
There's this. I want to tell you the story. There's a local hand to me that saw my videos like after I first started doing like the ham sticks and everything, and he wanted to start doing POTA, and he basically copied what I did. He got a tri-mag mount and some ham sticks, but the vehicle was completely different. He didn't have the same vehicle I had. He had a pickup truck, and he tried to use it. He messaged me and says, I can't get my ham sticks to tune. They're like, the SWR is like way off. And I'm like, well, what kind of car do you have? Oh, it's like a pickup truck. And he told me what it was. And I'm like, yeah, you got like a tiny roof compared to like mine. Yeah. And it's probably still metal, but it was just a completely different vehicle. And I say, well, you could do some certain things like attach it to like in the back of in the bed, move it around, try like some radial wires or something to help get it down, but it's a different truck. I mean, there's just so much things you could do. You just can't go out and duplicate someone's setup unless you go duplicate every detail of the setup. The setup, like I said earlier, details matter. They're very important. So if unless you're going to go out and buy a Honda Element, something without the sunroof, then it's not going to work the same. You're going to have to try a little bit harder to get a good match for those ham sticks. But it's a learning lesson. You just can't go out and copy what someone else is doing unless you do it exactly.
So something else, and speaking about that, the mag mounts, right? And just copying somebody's setup that you see. And there's nothing wrong with that,
No.
But you have to be careful. For example, I have a Ford Bronco. I have aluminum body panels. I have a composite top that's removable and aluminum body panels.
You have what? What kind of body panels?
Aluminium.
But
we fought a war and kicked somebody's ass, so we didn't have to talk funny like that.
Yeah.
I was just about to say we threw a whole bunch of Tina Harbor to not have to say it that way.
But the point is that, well, actually, I don't think that word existed back then. But But so they purposely pronounced it funny after we did that just to spite us.
Yeah.
Right. So, but the point is that I can't stick a mag mount anywhere on my vehicle except for the bumpers. I have steel bumpers. So making sure that you understand those things when you do replicate somebody else's. But Jeff brought up a very good point.
Yeah.
What Jeff's performance is going to be, or Mike's performance is going to be, is not necessarily going to be the same as yours. But there's that's when that's the gross tuning. Now you get into the fine tuning, and what little things can you make? What little tweaks can you do to get that? But once again, you're operating portable, so. Is good enough good enough? Is 2-to-1 good enough? Is it, or do you want to sit there and spend 45 minutes to an hour trying to squeeze out really what amounts to nothing in performance?
And you're losing valuable airtime.
And you're losing valuable time, right?
Hollywood. We all know Hollywood. We all hopefully love Hollywood because of how smart he is. I knew a guy who leased a Mercedes and had a difficult time with SWR. Turns out the trunk lid is carbon fiber. I told him to put aluminum foil on the inside and tie it to the chassis. Hey, it worked.
Yeah. See, if I read this comment right, I think Colin down in Australia said I pronounced it right.
No, it was I pronounced it right. I did it right.
Aluminum.
Frank, you can move to Canada then.
Maybe I'm already in Canada. Who knows?
There you go.
Yes, Dane. I know.
Brocam says, get it close enough and get the ATU. Absolutely right.
And James Hannibal Corky James has it right. The guy who discovered aluminum was Danish, so we should all be pronouncing it the Danish way.
Did he really discover it? Did he?
Good question.
I don't know. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah. George is bringing up a good point with pickup trucks. Make sure the truck bed and the body are bonded together so you increase your ground plane. Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, Eric has fighting words for you, Tim.
What's that?
It's a Ford. I wouldn't be bragging.
There you go. The Chevy Ford debate. There's that Chevy Ford debate I mentioned earlier.
Well, it's not the Chevy Ford. It's okay. Got a mechanic coming. We all know that, right? But it's really the Jeep Bronco thing for me. So that's where I get down. I mean, anybody that needs to have a
Jeeps have turned into a check car.
They are a check car. They're right there with Subarus. Oh, did I say that, Mike? I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Mike. Poor Mike. He didn't even know what he was stepping into with that one.
I got a pretty awesome Ford story.
Oh, let's do it. Does it include an antenna?
Oh. No, it does not include it. I know we're going on. I was looking for a new car, brand new Ford F-150 Lariat. All right, 4 miles on it. Pulling off the dealership, roughly about 7 miles away from the dealership. It broke down on the way home.
You know, Dane. Dave the Hillbilly Him said it about 30 seconds before you did.
Road dead.
Was it found on road dead?
Yep.
And then driver returned on foot. So literally, I returned that car, told them I didn't want it. They reversed the loan, and I went and bought a Silverado. Guess what? Haven't had an issue.
There you go.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly. The car's been awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things I've been worried about getting a new car. Is like, will it work with my current antenna setup with the ham sticks? I don't know. Maybe I'll take a magnet with me when I go to the car dealership and just throw it on top, see if it sticks or not.
I would love to see how that goes over. I'm not gonna lie.
I just reach up, drop the magnet, and pull it off again.
I think
put like a little magnet on your keychain. Just
take that tri-mount with you.
I got magnets on my keychain, so there you go.
Hey Dane, I think Eric wrote this comment for you. He says that's why Ford has the new heated tailgate, so you can chill, or so you don't have to chill while waiting for a tow.
Oh, that's great. I love it. That was awesome. And I got nothing against Ford or nothing, to be 100% honest. It's just my first interaction and my first car ever buying from them literally didn't make it home. So I just went Chevy and I haven't looked back.
Jeff, try mount and film it. Simple as that. Just
Yeah, I saw the Hillbilly Ham mention that in the pair chat. Yeah.
So I do want to take a moment here. According to the counter here in Restream, we have actually got 109 people across the various social medias watching the stream tonight. Up in the top right hand corner there, right above Franklin, is a QR code for the Ham Radio Kids Table Discord. Click on that, or it's down in the description too. Is a link to that. Join the community if you aren't already there.
And I have been dropping links.
Oh, that's a QR code.
Yeah,
I've been staring at it like it's one of the damn 3D posters from the 90s. I'm waiting for it.
So it's mesmerizing. You shall click.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mike, I go back to work Sunday. Can you get whatever you're on right now to me in the next 24 hours so I can?
He
Don't
was
you have to go sit in a bridge.
He was a little splotchy earlier. I know why. Yeah.
My Irish tan. I can't help it.
Are you actually going back to play with the trains, or are you gonna go sit in the bridge?
No, I get to go back and play with trains again. It's official as of yesterday morning. Yeah.
Yep. So real quick, Jody says this stream has more online presence than at Ham Radio or Ham Radio Wilderness with Frank's Turkish Fembot farm. I agree. And hopefully we don't kill the stream with the Turkish Fembots.
Fembots.
Fembots, all the Fembots. Actually, no, we can't be like that, guys, because I do know we have a couple YLs watching tonight. Hi.
Frank's mom.
Do you know something we don't know?
Oh, yeah, I do. I know a few things, Jeff.
Good. Yeah.
Well, let's steer back to antennas. We were talking about all these whips. Let's move on to some wire stuff.
Rybakov vertical into story.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Nope. 49-1.
Now,
NFED,
if you wanted to get a whip antenna and do the Rybakov stuff, you could get the Chameleon 25-foot vertical whip and use that too.
I definitely thought about that. Not gonna lie. As soon as I heard about that, I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I can't remember. Someone tried it.
That does. That would actually be kind of fun.
I think it was KB9 VBR actually tried that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did you try?
Use the Chameleon 25.
The Chameleon's 25-foot whip
as a Rybakov.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can. Steve, temporary offline, just had a video where he used the G90 in that to do a soda, and
Did he use the 20? Did he use the 25?
Yeah, he used the 25 and then just the G90 tuner. No 4-to-1. Just let the tuner do the work.
Yeah.
If you have a good enough tuner, something's gonna be like 10-to-1. Then you shouldn't have a problem. Some of the Rybakovs, like the Poseidon, my ICOM will tune everything, but I think it was 20 or 40. And if I fussed with it enough, I could eventually get it. But yeah, you're going to need a tuner regardless.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's a big thing.
So
that's a QR code. Yes, sir.
Tim, did you get Eric's infed that he sent you? KD2HWD.
I did, yes.
Okay.
I did a video on that. Do you not watch my channel, Frank?
What?
I said I did. I did a video on it. Did you not watch my channel, Frank?
No, the question came up in chat, so I was just asking from chat.
Yeah.
So Eric, you need to go watch the video from Tim.
No, I haven't done a full. Get it out there yet. Video. I've been so busy at work. I think I've mentioned I took a promotion, and with that came not a extra work, but a lot of time tied up right now, reorganizing things and getting it straightened around. So that's had me tied up with a lot of the free time around the clock. So burning the candle at both ends. But yeah, it's all good. I'm
Okay,
still
so
getting out and still doing POTUS and stuff, just not doing as many videos.
he did see the unboxing video, so Eric's
Yeah.
on top of it. Okay, there
All
you
right.
go. And then
See-
Colin
see,
says, full size.
Unlike you, Frank, he watches the channel, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much,
I
Eric.
watch the channel.
And
I
thank you for
have
sending
so
me.
much, Tim. I've had so much free time lately. I found 2 new channels. Where's everyone else been? Hello.
Well, if you had all this free time, why have you been doing any POTA activations?
That's for off air, Jeff. I'll just leave it at that. Colin says G5RV or ZS6 BKW modified version.
Yeah,
Which one?
exactly.
The ZS.
Both.
What?
Both.
Yes. Why
Oh,
not?
got it.
Well,
That's
hold on. Why don't you try them both? Make a video, and we can all watch it together.
You see, Tim, that's Colin. You wouldn't be able to understand him. He talks funny for y'all.
You talk funny. You just say y'all.
Uh-huh.
You're from
Ewans.
California.
That's
You
right.
should say
Yeah,
you
yeah,
all.
my family came from the south, so y'all has been since I was born.
Born.
Yeah.
Where in the South?
Why California? Ugh.
Yeah.
My-
Why to go to California?
Well, let's not.
My
not California.
my grandmother's family that came from the south wanted to get away from those dirty Italians. My grandmother wound up marrying an Italian.
I
So
thought
there
it'd be
you
the
go.
1848 gold rush. Thought that's why they went out
No,
there.
not quite then. But yeah, that's why.
Like I'd moved to New York before I moved.
I would never move to New York or to California.
Dane, that's where all
I would move to New York
Dane,
before I moved to
Dane,
California.
that's where all the
At least
dirty
northern New
Italians
York
are,
is
apparently.
beautiful.
So
I don't care about that. I could care less. At least, then there's good food there. Then
Most of the state of California is beautiful, and I tell you what, I had a hard time when I left there after my last trip.
no. Oh no.
Oh God, dude, I
No. You got San Diego and down, and you literally got like Truckee and up. And that's it. That's the only beautiful parts of that whole damn state. You got that whole center part that is just junk.
Lou has it right.
Yeah.
Lou has it right.
mhm.
Frank's in NorCal. It gets pretty rednecky up there. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
No, I did. It's not, I
Like I said, like if you get Truckee, that Truckee area of California is beautiful. Anything south of that, all the way down to San Diego, is just
okay,
trash.
Dane.
And then you get to San Diego, and San
Dang.
Diego's beautiful again. So I don't know what happened in the middle there. They just need to get rid of
It's
it.
the Sierras and the coast that are nice. It's everything in the center of the state there, and then those 2 metro areas
That's what I'm
surrounding the
saying.
bay.
Well,
Do you know
just
where
wait.
the
Just wait.
where Truckee is?
Just
Truckee
wait
is the
for a
Sierra.
while, and one day that will no longer be part of the United States. It'll be actually disconnected. It'll be moved up north as an island. So there you go.
There you go.
We could actually get rid of it then.
Well-
Jody, I have dueling bands
Sorry,
on
I
2
just
meters.
I really
so
don't
we're
like
good.
California. I go there every week.
I don't have the only problem I have with
I
California.
go to
is
LA
the
every
government
week.
and the taxes and the cost of living there. But
Frank-
California is actually a very beautiful state. New York is also, but
real
they
quick. I'm sorry.
Tim,
go ahead.
it's
Don't.
La Jolla.
God damn it,
It's
Frank!
La Jolla.
Don't pronounce it.
La Jolla, La Jolla.
I know.
La
I was
Jolla.
gonna see. I was gonna see how everybody pronounced it
La
without you
Jolla.
interrupt. How would you pronounce that?
Me?
Who?
La Jolla.
Well, I know how you pronounce it, Frank.
Jeff, what about you?
I would say La Jolla.
Mike?
Jola.
But I know it's probably Spanish because I know the la
Yeah.
is Spanish.
I would have
I'd
guessed
probably
La
say
Jolla, but
La
Dane.
Ola. Yeah, I mean, that's
La
what I'd
Jolla.
probably do too.
What about you, Dane? La Jolla.
La Jolla.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Like I
So
was
when I
saying,
when I first moved out, I knew
Days and
Lou,
age.
Lou was in here. Lou was also out and lived in Southern California too, about the same time I did. When I first got out there, I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for La Jolla."
Oh,
And everybody just like, then you get that Southern California version of "Oh Bless Your Heart."
yeah.
Yeah. California and New York are both beautiful states, nature wise. I'm a yeah.
So-
They're the different places, the geology, the geography. They're very nice. They're very beautiful. They have some nice parks, national and state parks, but it's not a fun place to live.
So James
for
has it right. Quirky James has it right. I hope San Francisco starts identifying as a separate island nation and breaks away from California. Yes. And James lives here.
hopefully one day.
James lives here, so he knows.
So is he wanting to get rid of them from the rest of California, or does he want to be part of a
No,
separate island nation?
they go away.
Hold on. Let me pull up my app so I know where all the humans.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That poop island can just go off into Pacific.
Ugh. LA can sing too, dude. I think LA is awful. I literally visit there. I'm there every single week. I go to Cerritos and the Ontario area every week. I cannot stand that whole LA area. It just sucks. Pretty much from Barstow all the way down. Just
Dane,
sucks.
just wait until my job.
I know,
just
hot
wait
take.
until my job gets the big BIG open. Once the BIG opens, you don't have to go west of Barstow.
Yep.
Buddy, because of who I work for?
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Because they're going to move their operations. No, they'll move their operations to big.
But I don't want to.
Well, let's not worry about the transportation departments there. Bill, no.
Sorry, that was a hot take. I apologize.
Dang,
I'll
Bill,
get off my
Bill
soapbox.
says you look pissed, and now you need to go accessorize your radials there, buddy.
Bejazzle them.
Bejazzle your antenna.
Bedazzle them. Yes. Put
All right,
rhinestones all over your radio.
Let's see. I got an 891 right there.
At least we're in the second hour, so it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, well, of course. So we've talked about whip antennas. We've talked about wire antennas. What other kind of portable antenna would you take, or would you
mag loops rock?
Mag loops.
They work.
I want to mess with one. I would love to mess
Yeah,
with one.
I've never touched
I
one.
bought one after I was in Ham for just like 2 months or so. I felt like I needed a second antenna. The Wolf River Coil was my first, and I got it at an estate sale, so I got a really good deal on a Alex Loop. I didn't know what I was getting into. I had no clue, never used, and everything, and they are frustrating at times. But the few occasions that I've had to use it because of my situation, it's been so handy. I don't know that I can get rid of it. I don't use that often, but it's a nice backup antenna for traveling for sure.
Any antenna that you could get down to a small package, either end-fed half wave and a small mast like the POTA 20 or similar, like the mag loop. Some of them could be compacted down pretty small. The Buddy Pole Deluxe, whatever was it, the Buddy Stick Pro? It's in a bag, or the JCP antennas or whatever it is from Amazon, the Allegiance, the new Jelligans, whatever, or the new Radiolity 009. They all come in like small packages, and they're easily transportable in maybe a vacation or trip kind of thing, depending on the actual size. You don't actually have to take the big, thick cases. You can always pull them out and stick them in like your suitcase or other bags.
Yeah.
So James is asking, has anyone used a Wonder Wand from the UK? I am not familiar with that.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of it. I know what he's talking about.
He even says the Wonder Loop IL 750. So
yeah. It's if I can figure out, and I have the ability to, I'll share a quick photo, but I'm not sure. Let's see here.
I'm Googling that.
I don't know if I can.
And for giggles, I am not endorsing this. I am just putting the link in
let's
the
see
chat
here. Yeah.
For your easily finding.
You guys see that? Or do you need to put it up?
Yeah, he has to put it up.
There it is. So I just, when I was down in Puerto Rico on vacation, the Alex Loop was my backup. I always like to travel with it. It's set up on the deck. Those are all metal railings. The blinds, those sliders to close in the balcony. Those are all metal. But I worked Italy on 30-meter FT8 with that thing from Puerto Rico. So.
Real quick. See you later, Lou. Have a good one.
Later, Lou.
Oh, that's awesome.
Night, Lou.
So they come in handy from time to time, but it's not going to get you everything. It depends. You got to temper your expectations, and it's going to be much better for digital like this rather than voice.
Well, it does have a very narrow bandwidth, right? And so you do need to manipulate it to get it. And I've seen guys who have built controllers, basically tuners with stepper motors, and being able to measure the standing wave and go back, very similar to how the ATOS works, right? So it will measure the standing wave and then adjust the variable capacitor to do that, and it's all of an automated type process, or at least a push button type process versus you having to go over there and dialing it. It does a little bit different.
Mike, James wants to know how many watts with that.
25. And that was part of the lure for when I picked it up, because my HF radio was a G90. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. 20 watts, 25 watts. This is, one big happy family. But I don't have the G90 anymore. So most of the time I'm using that. It's just with my 705 when I travel. So just 10. But it says it's rated for 25. What's that?
Did they produce any offspring?
No.
Between the G90 and the Megaloop?
They did not, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you never know, right?
No.
I got a lot of antennas that I really want to try. It's just the amount of money. I'm not gonna lie.
Chris,
because I would.
Chris, are we that boring right now, or are we that exciting right now? He says, "Damn, I should have slept more today."
I don't know.
Maybe he wants to stay and hang out.
He usually works nights like us, Dane. So
yeah.
But to be 100% honest, I'd really like to get DX Commander in. I'd like to get the Rapide or the Signature 9. I'd really love to test that at my house. I'd really like to get one of the res antennas. Specifically, I'd really like that the 40-meter coil one that you can turn on and off, so you can use the whip is just for 20. And then I'd really love to get one of those and test it. There's so many, and I can't even name all of them. Just the amount, a buddy stick. I love the form factor of a buddy stick.
Pro?
I think that is the coolest.
The vertical buddy stick.
Yeah, the Pro. Yep. I would love to.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, the vertical one. I would love to get that. I just think it is so cool how it packs up into a bag that's 12 by 14 or so, and you have the tripods, you have the coil, you got everything you need to build this antenna, and it's a 12 by 14 bag, dude. I could fit that. You could literally fit that in a carry-on and go anywhere.
And I got
with
one
it.
just for that reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I want to get one. Is just sadly so when I went when we were at Dayton, I went up to Buddy. I went up to him and he literally just sold the last one that he had. I was so pissed.
You snooze, you lose.
Because he had on for a good deal too. buddy, I was so overwhelmed over it.
I know, but still, you snooze, you lose. You got to be there day one as they're setting, not quite as they're setting up, but as they're setting up.
I was.
He was.
I was.
Oh, you really snoozed. And if you weren't there, like first thing, like right at 8 a.m., forget it.
Frank, I'll let you talk about that. Hold on, Frank. I'll let you talk about that when you
I
actually
didn't do enough Hamfest.
So we'll go back to something else.
Shots fired there.
I've been to Hamfest. I know how it is. You snooze, you lose.
I've been to Hamfest too. It's like but I've never worked one like trying to shoot videos. That was the first one I've ever like worked and shot videos at, and it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was overwhelming. Trying to get the videos in, make sure that you're not bothering the booths, that you can actually get a video in on top of like you get one guy that's like, hey, come back in like 15-20 minutes so we can do the video, and like just trying to do all that and work with everybody. It's a scheduling nightmare, I guess is the better way to put it.
Eric says the Gable 7350T is what he uses when he can't get. Yeah, there you go. When he can't get the infed.
I have that antenna, and I bought it last year on sale, and I haven't used it yet. I need to use
funny.
it.
That's funny. Maybe that should be a topic for another episode. Is what antennas do you have sitting at home that you have never used?
Yeah,
because
gear, any kind of gear. Like I also bought like a DX Commander mast.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used it once, and I pulled it down because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do at the time.
Jeff, I've broken 2 of them.
I'm sure you have. A lot of people have broken them. Yeah. But it's a gear that actually it's a good topic. Gear that you've bought that you haven't used or maybe used once.
Or
like I said
you
earlier,
haven't built.
or stuff or kits you haven't built yet.
My KX too.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said earlier, you're going to have a bunch of you got to buy or make a whole bunch of antennas. You're going to have a box of antennas.
Yep. Yeah, I still got stuff I haven't put together or some gear I haven't used. I have so many antennas. It's like there's definitely ones I haven't used in a year plus. Like I'd have to. Well, I know I used the mag loop in Puerto Rico, but before that, it probably hadn't been used in like a year or so.
So Cooley has a lot that he hasn't used. Dave has a 6 and 10 meter Moxon beam he's put together but hasn't put up.
Well, when I always joke, and I say this about, I'm a big knife guy, big fan of knives, but antennas and knives, I look at the same way. They're tools, right? And it's like, I always say when I find the perfect one, I'll stop buying them or I'll stop making them, right? Because a lot of what we have, we get and we justify the purchase or we justify the build because, this will be helpful in this situation, or I can use this to do that, but I can't use this other one to do it. And so everything has its pros and its cons, its use case. And it's fun to learn. It's fun to learn and just use them to try different things.
That's funny you say that. So I've bought many antennas because I like them, right? And I want to support the community. Most of the antennas and stuff that I buy are stuff that are produced by hams in the community, not necessarily name brand type ones. But I buy them. But then I always go back to kind of like that old faithful, right? That comfortable sweatshirt or that comfortable pair of jeans that I just know is going to work every time. Right. And not that I have anything against them. It's just that it's the antenna or the couple of antennas that I know are going to get me on the air and I'm not going to have problems. And that's sometimes, and that's okay. Right. That is perfectly fine, but I still support people in the community because, without people going out and saying, hey, I can build a better widget and doing it, right, we're never going to get a better widget.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Eric has a good point here. Get your kids in the ham radio. They will never have enough money for substances.
For drugs. That's fair.
And Brian over on the kids table says, "Ham it forward. These unused antennas to us newer hams." Well, there are giveaways here and there,
Yeah.
Brian. You just got to
And I
be
got one
active
coming
on
up.
all the channels.
I know I'll have one coming up soon. I got a schedule.
Hey, once I get enough subscribers, I'm gonna start giving away some of the stuff that I got. I got literally quite a few NFEDs that I just don't use because, like Tim just said, I keep going back to the old faithful. I keep going back to my Pac-10. I'm trying now. I'm looking like I want to get a vertical that I can, so I can have a wire or a vertical to use. But I keep going back to the Pac-10 because I hook it up. SWRs are great. I just don't have to worry about it. I know it works every time I put it up. Don't have to worry about it. But I have ones from all kinds of people. I have what's that one? It starts with an R.
I love it.
Yeah, Reliance. Fantastic antenna. Form factor is amazing.
So, Dane,
I never use it.
Dane,
It's
let's
literally
help you
sitting
out
in
for
a
a
bag.
second. I just dropped your channel 3 times on Kids Table Live and my live 3 times. That means you got 3 chances to click it. He's at 151 subs. There's probably about 100 people watching right now, Tim?
118.
118. Let's see if we can get Dane to 200. 200. That's 49, 50 more subs.
That'd be kind of
Let's
cool.
get them to 200. I've dropped links, and you never know. You might have a giveaway soon.
Well, it's funny. I'll mention this when we're talking about giveaways and Reliance because I'm pointing to it, but no one can see what I'm pointing to. I have a brand new Reliance 56-1 40 meter NFED half wave with the wire, the winder, everything that was given to me for a giveaway. I'm going to give away a signed copy of Salty Walt's book. I had him sign an extra one I picked up at Hamvention. And then the quirky QRP hot yoga reference mat. So I got some. That's just the things I can think of off the top of my head.
BAM?
So.
Is that the big ass mat, Mike?
The big ass mat?
Yeah, the yoga one. So, and I had actually went down to see like how much is it going to cost me? I saved the box fortunately to ship that thing because it's a big one. It's heavy. So many of you know and stuff, but yeah, I got some fun stuff I got to give away, and
so, Tim,
probably the summer.
There is a good comment here, and I know he already knows the answer, but it's good something we should discuss. Mitch over on Paired Channel, so over on mine at 2121, yeah. Ask these guys if they know why antennas are rated for output and what determines its ability to handle mobile or base installations. Who wants to go first? Because Mitch already knows how I feel about this question.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming how it can handle this one can handle 50 watts of CW, but it can handle 100 watts of SSB. I'm assuming.
Yeah. How are they? Why the antennas are rated for the various outputs?
So normally it's all dependent on the toroid that's used and the makeup of that toroid and also the size. Most of the time, it's the size that determines a lot of it. The bigger the toroid, the more heat it can take because you're going to heat soak that thing while you're transmitting. So if you have a bigger toroid, it can disperse that heat a little bit faster, and it doesn't hold on to toroid.
Aluminum.
But it's going to hold on to, or you're going to be able to heat soak that quicker the smaller it is. So there's been a couple 9-to-1s that I've built that I've stacked two of them just so I can transmit a little bit heavier on them, and that tends to work. That's what my take on that. What do you guys think?
That's
if the antenna
pretty
involves
much
toroids,
right.
that's why.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a wire guy, so that's why I'm specifically on the toroid train.
Well, that part of it, it comes down to duty cycle, right? And how much power can the actual physical components handle? and how long it can handle that power for. So all that kind of plays into it. Now, I think sometimes you hear commentary about antennas that maybe are like, I don't know why it's only rated for 25 watts digital. I like to run 100 watts when I'm doing FT8. Well, it might be because it's, only using 26 gauge wire or, magnet wire, thin magnet wire for around the toroid. So a lot of it comes down to design and, was it designed for portable use? You're not going to be running 1500 watts through it. But if you're doing a different type of installation at home with a base and a full legal limit amplifier, you're going to have a different scenario, different type feed line, and definitely a different type of antenna.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to say adios. I gotta go to bed.
All right,
I have
later,
to get
Dane.
back up and do
Dane.
this nonsense all over again. All right,
All
I'll
right, see you
guys.
later.
Later.
See ya.
See it.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, the thing with the mobile or base station installation, it just depends on really actually anything that you do mobile or portable, you could probably do at home, as a base station antenna. It's just, and if you're gonna have it permanently set up, it's just waterproofing or weatherproofing the connections and stuff like that. For portable and mobile, well, let's say portable instead of mobile. Portable is going to be used fraction of the time rather than being set up 24/7, 365. So you don't have to worry about wrapping the connections up in weatherproof tape or whatever. And some antennas are just like huge, like the ones that freaking MFJ bought. I can't remember the freaking brands, but they had like all these. What?
Was it Comet?
No, not Comet. It's like the big ones for home use. But they had all kinds of freaking like connections off of it and other beams and elements for different bands and stuff like that. I mean, that like taking like the DX Commander, that is you could make it portable. It's more of work to do. I think actually Mike KMRD had a video where he actually had it all wired up, or someone did, and they just like basically they just extended it out and made sure all the wires were still all connected and everything. But it's really not that hard to set up. But do you want to take the time to set it up all the time?
Same thing with like a buddy hex. There's definitely some antennas you can set up portable, and like I wouldn't. It wouldn't make sense for me to set up a buddy hex for a 1 hour POTA.
Cushcraft.
But if I was going to be going camping for a weekend, then setting up a buddy hex, setting up a DX Commander portable, then it's definitely worth the extra time to get a great antenna. And
those that said Cushcraft, you got it. There you go.
Yeah, that or high gain or whatever they were.
Yeah.
Jody has a good point here. The fusible rating is the concerning one. So what if I can run 25 watts for all day, 50 for an hour, 100 watts for 5 minutes? I just want to know if it melts at QRO. Yeah, that's exactly what I did with my Poseidon on 80 and 160. I gave it 100 watts and
gave it the beans.
Run.
Or you only gave it 100 watts?
Yeah, that's all I have to give it. I do not have an amplifier here.
And it performed well?
For about 10 minutes, yeah.
Then the solderoids melted away.
No, this was the second antenna I built, Mike.
I'm just teasing.
The non-solderoid one.
Yep.
But yeah. But no, then everything melted away. Absolutely. And then Eric says you could run 1500 watts until the magic smoke appears. Yeah.
Yeah, but how much power do you really need to make contacts? I know some people say. I know there are people that think they need full legal limit just to do FT8, and I'm like,
thank you.
How much do you want to take your manhood out of your pants and show it to everyone because you think it's so big? I mean, there are some people that are like that. They have to brag about how much power they can pull out portable and how much power they use in a certain mode. And I'm like, if you want to, that's fine. But you know what? I don't need a freaking stadium style speaker to play music in my house.
Jeff, the answer, just like how many radios do you need? It's always 1 plus N equals the proper amount. It's
well, the radios are different because you get radios that are like this size. You can get radios that are twice the size or whatever. But you don't need a radio that's like the size of your bedroom.
Remember, radios used to be the size of one's
I
bedroom.
know. I mean, now if you really wanted to be like one of those old timers and love that vintage stuff, I mean, vintage stuff is pretty cool. And you want to get one of those huge radios. Hopefully, you have some space to store it. Yeah, I mean, the boat anchors, like the Heathkit, the Collins, the Drakes, they are very nice radios.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people that do collect them, and that is awesome. Hopefully, they all work too, because what's the point of having a beat up radio that doesn't work, or an old radio that doesn't work?
Before it disappears, Eric has a great comment there at 2130. I love giving a 5.4 report when someone's running 1500 watts. Yeah, absolutely.
You could really tick off the freaking European contesters. 5.9, 5.9. No, you're a 5.4, 5.3 here to my location. Thanks. Good luck at the contest.
No, Jeff. What really gets him? Sorry, again. And
again.
Even though you heard the call sign, fine. Again. Oh, you're 3 in Charlie Alpha. Thanks for hunting 73. And they're actually a 5.9. No problem.
Yeah, you could always mess with them that way. But there are people that think they need to do everything to the max. Now, like I said, and if you want to do that, and if you want, you could do. And I've said before, you could do parks on the air any way you want to. If you want to bring out your big freaking truck with all your speakers and batteries, your lead acid batteries and your towers and all that stuff, that's great. Hopefully you have a fun time, but you're going to spend a lot of time setting that up. And if you want to do it that way, more power to you. I am not going to argue with you, but it's not for everyone. Now, if you want to go out and brag about how much power you put through doing FT8 portable, I am very happy that you can do that and you like to brag about it.
Jeff, a little
and have the money to do it for the equipment.
Jeff, there you go.
But you know what? That's if people that like to do that, that's fine. I'm happy that you could do that, but you don't need to tell the whole world that you have to.
Jimmy, the only thing you need to have a successful contact in a contest of any sort is exchange of call signs and exchange of signal reports. That's why everybody gets a 5.9. They just don't even bother with signal report. They just give you a 5.9. So it's a call sign, signal report. That's all that's needed in most.
So that's a good thing. So most, unless you're doing a reg chew, right, or it's just two people connecting, the signal report really is not. It's more of a formality, and move on. POTA, it's not needed. Contests, it's to Frank's point, right? This is about nailing contacts and getting as many as you can over a period of time. They're not going to want to sit and go around a couple times so you can look at the meter. Nobody really cares. It's just making the contact. 5.9. Yeah, thank you very much. And then to correct slightly what Frank was saying, but he's in the right path. Always go check the contest. Go contestcalendar.com. They list every one of the contests in there. There's links in there. And so there are specific things for your exchange that are required for that contest. And that varies depending on the contest and what they want. But, at the very basic, it's generally that signal report. Sometimes it's a signal report in your ARRL section. Sometimes it's a signal report ARRL section in your last 4 digits of your social security number or the CIV for your credit cards. But it's those kind of things, but it all really depends on what that contest is got set up. So we just had a big jump. We're up to almost 140 people watching now.
Wow.
across the
There you
across the
go.
different things.
That just
So
made
let's
me
be
think.
quick.
Though I want to go through all my credit cards and see if any of
Yeah.
my like CIVs or whatever they are, those the 3-digit codes are 599
Do you need
or
a
five.
No,
Mike,
no, Mike.
Mike, I can save you the trouble. Do you need a list of your credit card CIV numbers? I can give it to you right now.
Yeah, here. Let me.
I'll just, oh, you don't have to pull your. I already got them. You don't have to pull out your wallet.
The
Yeah.
best you
That's
get is a
the chat.
335, Mike. That's the
Yeah.
best you get. 335.
335.
Yeah.
So with that being said, though, this past weekend with the well, support your parks are going on, there was another contest going on, and they just
There were
needed.
many other contests going on that I
Well,
participated.
there was one in particular that stuck out to me. They were
La
only
Brea?
wanting your country, so it was
Hmm.
my call 59 US.
You talking about the one out of Brazil, La Brea or something like that?
I don't know if it was a Brazilian contest, but it was something. I was
Yeah.
hearing it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I heard Victor Echo Charlie, Victor Echo 9
Charlie
Foxtrot? Yeah,
Foxtrot.
Stewart.
Yeah.
I heard. I was just zipping through, and I heard him calling because he was participating in it, and then I started dialing around on 40 meters to get set up to do a POTA activation, and I heard a bunch of calls. So, or I know 20. I'm sorry, 20 meters. So I responded to a few. It was all good. I gave him a contact.
Stuart actually worked Steve temporarily offline during the YouTubers bunch today in 4409.
Cool.
And so I was sitting here listening while working them as well. And Chody, I saw that comment. He says, "You're really just cheating yourself, Frank. You sell a little bit of your soul with every false 5.9." Chody, that's the thing. With POTA, I give actual signal reports. If you are a 3-3 to me, you are actually a 3-3. Now, if you're one of those Adam Henrys, like the 10-meter beacon,
Me and Alpha Hotel.
you're not in the log. Simple as
Yes,
that. Simple as that. Tim, you don't know about the 10-meter beacon?
No, I
Oh,
don't. I don't
Go watch my video, the Rudis POTA activator, and you'll see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to back up real quick. So the contest this past weekend, I'm just going to plug these two. There was on Saturday, VHF digital contest. So it was on 6 and 2 meters. And then there was a RIDI QSO party as well. So I mixed both of those with my POTA activation for Support Your Parks. I started off doing 6-meter FTA, and then I did RIDI on 20 and 40, I think. And it was kind of fun. Something very different to do.
How did Ready go for you?
Easy. I need to spend more time doing it. It's always an afterthought when I see that there's a contest like this, because I have the 7300 and I have the 705. And I don't know if any of the ASUs have the feature that ICOM does with the RIDI decoder and the RIDI memory keys, but you can, no computer necessary, use the touch screen, program in the RIDI exchanges, and just like ICOM has, that memory bank for your CQ calls or whatever, you can program a bunch in for RIDI. And if you're just hunting in a contest, I wasn't calling CQ, I can just program in the exchanges with my call sign, and then for this one, it was your name, first name, and your state. I can program all that up, and I'm just pushing 2 buttons. I just hunt on the dial, and it's fun tuning in RIDI if you've never done it, where you're trying to line up those 2 peaks. But dial in, and you're watching the decoder, and then you can finally see the text, and you figure out for a second who's calling CQ, and but then just push the memories when there's that break and do the exchange, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
it's very manual compared to FT8, but it's fun.
Yeah. I think when I first got into amateur radio, got into HF, I did discover those digital modes like PSK31 and RIDI and some of the other ones, and I thought it was pretty neat because the PSK, I think it was, is like keyboard to keyboard. You could actually see what they were typing, I think, as they were typing, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. And the RIDI was pretty cool, and if you can't find people to do that with, there's the oh my goodness, the radiogram used to be from the Voice of America. They do that every weekend. They send out an email like on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and they give you the schedule and the frequencies and where they're going to be at throughout the entire weekend. And I forget what mode it is. I want to say Olivia, but I could be wrong. I think it's or MSFK something. I forget. It's been a while since I did, but I still get the emails. That's pretty neat to see also, because you're lining up the things in FL Digi, and that's a pretty neat mode.
That's what I got to spend some time with one of these days is FL Digi, getting that working, and then set up some of the macros for RTTY, because I do want to do a RTTY POTA where I'm actually calling CQ, and that's going to be a lot easier to do when I have a keyboard. I can, in those macros, I don't even have to type. I can just hit it and it'll automatically pull in the call sign from the person calling and whatnot. But I got to spend some time. I watched a lot of videos the last week or two, but I just didn't have the time. And
yeah, once you set the macros, it's like it uses the variables. Like when you click on something, it pulls the call sign, and your macro is like at call sign. Hi, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Your like signal report. You have like a macro for the signal report, or something like that. It is pretty neat. I remember setting them up, and I think they're probably still set up if I opened up FL Digi, but it's
So
pretty
Don
neat.
says, Don says, what did Don say?
Slow scan
SSTV.
POTA.
Yeah,
It's on the
SSTV
list
POTA for
too.
the win.
You could do it.
No band behind, leave no mode behind, leave no antenna
Exactly.
behind, leave no transceiver behind.
That's right. Frank says,
Well, don't leave no
Frank's
coax or no battery behind.
Yeah.
Don't leave your second backup battery
Yeah.
behind.
Or your fifth antenna, or your third radio, or
So
or your logging
Dane's not
computer.
Dane's not here anymore, but he had one of those dude spikes that he left behind in a park, and he went back a couple of times trying to find it. The grass was one of those areas where they just it was part of the park that they weren't really maintaining, so the grass grew up, I don't know, waist high or something like that. I think he found it after his third trip over there.
He said he found it. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
on previous edition of Ham Radio Kids Table.
I drove off a couple years ago. I did an activation, and it happened to be an ATNO. It was a couple years ago, and POTA had recently added a whole bunch of parks, and it was a wildlife area. Got it done. Had a blast. I was using, I think it was back when I had the G90 and KM4 ACK and fed half wave. Had it up on the mast. And I got a couple miles down the road, and I realized, shit, I forgot the drive over mount. And I had to turn around and go back. But it was so painful because to get into this wildlife area, you had to go on this off dirt road. And this is back when I didn't have the Subaru then. This was a Ford Fusion. And it took forever. It was like, and I didn't have far to go, but it took forever. It seemed, but it was still there because I was the only person there. And
lucky.
I was glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could have been worse even if I got further down the road. I mean, it probably still would have been there if I went back a day later or something. But I'm glad I caught that.
Yeah, I always check. Even when I'm pulling out, I'm looking through the mirror just to see if did I leave something behind that I didn't know about.
So
my pet peeve also is like I use an iPad Pro and it has Find Me on there. So when you turn it off, it loses connection to everything. So you start driving away. You get this notification. I get this notification on my phone. It's like your iPad was last seen 2 miles away, and I'm like, it's in the back of my car, and I'm like, fuck, did I forget it?
Right.
And I'm like, I stopped the car, and I've done this before. I've stopped the car, going around the back, open up to see the iPad's in there. It's like, oh yeah, I turned it off.
So the Ham Man Connecticut's bit here about anxiety. Absolutely. You can have everything packed up. You can triple check it. You can still get 10 minutes down the road and go, did I pack that?
You don't want to see me when I go on a trip. If I'm driving like hours away.
Oh, Jeff, you and I are the same way. I can guarantee it.
I'm like, did I get this? Did I get that? Because I've been known to forget like important stuff, and I'm like, how am I gonna deal with it? Don't have like my pillow. I have a special pillow, and I like it. And if I forget it, I'm like, fudge. And then like I've forgotten it before, and I'm like, did I bring like my charging stuff for my gear, for like my phone, my watch, or my radios? Did I bring all that stuff? Like, then I remember, it's like, yes, I packed it. It's in that camouflage bag, and I'm like, okay, cool. But yes,
So
I stress out like an hour before I leave. I'm going through everything, making sure I have it. And then when I'm driving down the road, about to go over the canal bridge, and I'm like, did I get everything? Did I forget something?
no.
And at that point, I'm like, F it. I'm about to pay the toll. Gotta go.
So Hamman in Connecticut, he does a walk around before he leaves. Hey man, you can have I have a checklist on my phone that I check off. I make a new list every single time, and I check off everything that I brought with me as I'm unpacking it. I go radio, microphone, Apache case, and I subcompacted everything, and I check it off as I put it back into into the case, into the cart, into the vehicle, and I'll still 10 minutes down the road go, shit, did I forget that at the park? Even though I know I checked it off.
And the older you're gonna get, you're gonna forget stuff. Even though you're like, I swore I packed up my antenna or put the camping chair back away. I've made coffee one time, well, multiple times. One time I forgot to put the water in. I just put the coffee grounds in and turned it on. And there's other times where I put the water in and forgot the coffee grounds. The older you get, the more you're going to forget.
The more frequently that happens.
The more frequently it's going to happen. It's happened like a total of like 3 times. I've put the water in once without the coffee grounds, and then I've done the coffee grounds twice without the water.
So
yeah, it sucks. But
So,
yeah, I
my-
mean, I'm always checking to make sure I got everything. As I'm driving away, I'm looking back in the mirror just to get another visual.
Yep.
Oh,
just in case.
absolutely. And Eric and 1JUR, good to see you in the chat. It's like when you take apart something, just do the steps in reverse, you'll always get everything. Right. No, you won't, Eric.
You can get distracted,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
I can
totally
tell you that
skip
definitely doesn't
something.
work with kids.
Yeah.
I try to
I'm
leave my kids behind. They keep showing back up.
Mike,
They'll
I'm
chase me down.
37, and that happens to me too. Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I do. I try to leave my kids behind, and they unlike your drive-on stand, Mike, mine chase the car, and so.
Well, you're not going
Well, hey,
fast enough.
There's a
No, we're not.
solution to that. You just got to drive faster.
Yeah. So we are coming. Gosh, we are almost 2 hours tonight. That
Yep.
is, it is. Time flies when you guys are when you're having fun and everything. But let's go around the horn here real quick. And Mike, if you want to talk about what you got coming up, and
A Baofeng video. I'm going to do another Baofeng video. No,
I hear they do
am.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did one, but no, I've been playing around because I did get a tiny SA, and trying to get a good handle on using it, and I've been testing some HTs, but I feel like I'm still continuing to learn with that thing, and so like I've held off or whatever. But I've been playing around with a Baofeng for a bit. That's relatively new, and so I'll have a video out on that if all goes well next week. I bought some new test equipment. I still haven't. We talked about gear earlier that we haven't used. When Gigaparts had the last name your price sale, I picked up one of the digital power watt meters. I had some old analog stuff, but I got some stuff like that I gotta finally break out and use. So I'm looking forward to playing around and doing some testing this weekend on stuff. So that's kind of what's coming up in the near future. Oh,
Awesome.
Live stream on Saturday.
Yes.
Northeast Ham Radio live stream, 6:00 Eastern, 6 to 8, leading into Ham Radio Crash Course.
Has that been
Saturday
published yet, or
it just got published today? It's on my channel and Eric's and a couple others.
Frank? Can you share that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find it and share it.
Okay.
Well, go to
Awesome.
Jeff
Thank
while
you.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, Jeff. What do you got? Coming
Hi.
up? Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not sure what I have coming up. I know I got did activation last week, and I got the video for that to work on. I did not feel like filming like my most up-to-date gear video. I gotta do that. It's coming up. Yeah, I got some other life stuff that I gotta take care of, and other radio stuff that's not POTA related or video related that I need to work on. And I am still working my way to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Getting closer, very closer. Getting dialed in onto that. And I'm gonna have 7 prize packages to give away, with one big ass package prize that's going along with one of those prize packs. So yeah, and I'm debating. I'm gonna do not. You got to be there to win, because that's the best way to get people to show up. So I think that's gonna be it. But might throw a radio in. We never know. But we shall see.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Frank.
And I found Northeast Ham Radio Happy Hour, and I dropped a link in both chats for that.
Thanks.
Let's
Thank
see.
you, Frank.
Of course, I'm on it. Everybody knows I'm on it, right? Frank's taking over the world. Hi. Joking. I'm not taking over the world yet. But Thursdays at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, North. I was about to say Northeast. Damn it, Mike! You got me on Northeast now.
Northeast
Norfolk Way.
The Norfolk Way.
Norfolk Way.
Norway.
Norfolk Way, eh?
Norway,
eh? The NorCal Ham Swap is hosted live on my channel every Thursday,
Swap net.
8 p.m. What did I say?
I don't remember.
The Northern California Swap Net, NorCal Swap Net, every Thursday at 8 Pacific, 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 0300 UTC. Make it easy for everybody.
That's a lot of time.
First Friday of the month is Fridays with Frank. We'll see what happens there. It's basically a Q&A AMA, so come on by, say hi, harass me in a nice way, and have fun with it. Yes, Matt, no fun of making fun of Northern New York. Well, Mike lives in Northern New York, don't you, Mike? Or close enough?
Well, I'm in Western New York. I think they're up in Northern New York, closer to like the St. Lawrence and stuff.
Okay.
And New York's pretty big and diverse.
But I have Western New York's permission to make fun of Northern New York.
No, there's nothing to make fun of, and I'll actually be up there at the end of the next month for a good week or so, up that way. It's good country.
And Douglas, if you don't pick on you, that's fine too. Come by, say hi, enjoy. Frank may or may not have a 7.0 earthquake again. If you missed that episode, go back 2 months to that Friday, the first Friday of May, I think it was. I might have had a little earthquake and audio problems. And Don, what is Fridays without Frank? Don't know.
Friday.
You're gonna have to find out one way or another. But I do get to go back to work starting Sunday. So Sunday through Wednesdays, I'm going to be remote from now on. But I'll be home Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you get me you'll still have me for Wednesday nights. I'll just be in a remote location. Thursdays, I'll be home. Fridays, I'll be home. And Saturdays for the after chat, I'll be home. And in 2 weeks, on August 6th, come on by the Ham Radio Kids Table and have a very special guest on.
We're gonna
Tim,
have to pick
what
late.
about you?
Yeah,
And happy birthday, Freddie Mac. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Freddie, again.
Freddie Mac. We're gonna have to
Freddie
pixelate
Mac.
Frank's face next week while he's on hidden location. We'll voice change him, and we're gonna voice change you and pixelate your face.
I'm not as bad as Smoking Ape. You know, at least my ankle monitor lets me go out of state.
I don't know if I'd brag about that, but okay. Well, so I have been playing around with, where to go, where to go, where to go, where to go,
Where to go?
where to go.
Where to go? Where
It's
to
on the
go?
screen behind you, Tim.
Yes, I'm. Trying to get the right one. Did it share?
No, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. Yeah.
What the heck is that?
So this is the station controller, and if you guys haven't seen this is something I'm working on. I'm just playing with it, but George from Pactena, another one of the subsidiary companies, is the Sierra Radio Systems, and they have built controllers and everything for repeater sites, and then he's kind of taken that and extended it out to how you could remotely control your station. So cool. It's utilizing Node-RED and some relays and controllers and dinguses and things like that. And he's had it up for a little over a year now. I think he's had it for sale. But I picked this up at Dayton and have just got an opportunity to get it up on the wall. And that's when you see me in the wide shot back here behind me, all the flashy lights and everything. But it gives me the ability to monitor voltage at various points throughout there. My temperature. You can put watt meters in. There's a variety of things. Antenna switches. Controlling relays and being able to turn things off, like and kill the power and such to various radios and bring it all up and just manage all that both from my computer, but also from my phone. So with radios that you can easily do remote radio with, Flex Radio, ICOM, and those guys now have got applications where you can remotely connect to it. I can control my radio from anywhere I am, where I've got an internet connection, whether I'm at a hotel somewhere or whatever. And if I'm bored, I can do that and have fun and make contacts. And this is a way for me to control the physical station, the part where if something goes haywire, I can kill the power to it. So that's something I'm working on. And then another thing that,
so Tim, before you jump off of that, Don wants to know, does it measure that temperature via the forehead or the other way?
It depends on where you want to put your probe, Don, but we will save that for another episode. So that's one, but the other part of this that I've kind of stumbled into and I've purchased some West Mountain radio stuff. One of the things I put in I bought it, one of the Gigaparts Let's Make a Deal things last fall, just got delivered. And as the Epic Power Gate. So in my frustration, there's other ones out there. I bought some Chinesium stuff. So I've got two things. I've got an equivalent to an Epic Power Gate. No, it doesn't have the solar charger included in it. But then also basically a DC distribution, a fused distribution block. So I've got one for West Mountain and the Epic Power Gate, and then I've got the whatever power situation, the Chinesium one and their power block. And so I'm going to do a video, just kind of compare and contrast. That's compare and contrast. Those in there and kind of look at the quality, right? Obviously West Mountain, it's different. It's a better quality. I will say that, but is it good enough? I mean, the Chinesium stuff. So we'll take a look at it, see where it's at and how it pans out over not just initial impressions and maybe some testing, but how it fares over the next, 6, 8, 12 months and kind of go from there. So that's what I got coming up here in the next couple of weeks, if I can find some time. So yeah, Eric, I ordered it and it took 6-7 months for it to show up. It was on back order when I bought it, but I don't know, and that seems to be an ongoing issue. So,
and maybe that snuck in because I saw Mike's comment.
What's that?
Did that not come true?
Hello.
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Mike said those controls remind me of when Obi-Wan shut down the tractor beam on the Death Star.
Darn Skippy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make.
I can hear the sound effect in my head.
Oh, you know what? This is Node Red. I'm sure I could trigger those sounds. So like when I click a button to turn off a relay, it would do that. It would pipe that audio out.
That would be
That'd
hilarious.
It'd be cool.
That would be. So, well, guys, thank you for showing up. It looks like we're right at about 2 hours. Tomorrow night, we've got more premieres coming up on the Thursday night premiere group, followed up by Coffee and Ham Radios at 8 p.m. So check your social media listings to find out when those will start.
And then the NorCal Swap Net at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, right after, an hour or so after Coffee and Ham Radio. So,
all right,
cool.
Yeah,
cool. Right. Well, once again, thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and have a great day tomorrow. 73,
73, y'all.
72.
See you next time.